pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on the agenda is a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
So moved. Seconded.
Moved by Lou, seconded by Jim. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, item 4, approval of minutes from the regularly scheduled December 19, 2018 meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make it.
Made by Ralph, second by
I'll second it.
Jim. Any changes, errors, omissions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. I have nothing under communications and correspondence tonight. Is there any public comment?
We're all looking at you.
Public of one.
Yeah.
Literally.
Number 7, the Small Cities Grant Opportunities. I just wanted to call your attention to the fact that the Community Development Block Grant Small Cities Bulletin came out on December 28. I gave each of the selectmen a copy, and it talks about the requirements for the CDBG. I had mentioned previously that we will plan to submit an application this time, and this gives you a rundown on how it's organized. There is an error. It says that applications would be received on April 12, should read 19, not 18. That's just a typo. And it is for small communities such as Portland, and we will send representatives to the training. If you're interested in attending, of course, you could attend, and the information is there. And we talk a little bit about some of the citizen participation requirements. There will be requirements for public hearings on this type of a grant, and other public notices that we will have to put out.
Who are we sending, Susan?
I know that some of the partners that we're looking to partner with may be attending, and I will plan to attend as well. I've gone to these before, and they're informative for us as we proceed. We'll be sending out an RFP for a grant writer. These are rather complicated grants in terms of record keeping, as well as the financials. So it's important for us to put out an RFP for that. Probably be next week that we'll put that out, and then we'll proceed with the actual application for the grant.
Susan, can I ask you, because this is kind of new to me,
Yeah.
do we have a specific thing we're going to ask the grant for, or how does, or do you?
Well, the purpose for the public hearing will be to gather information from the public as to what they would like us to apply for. One thing that I want the public to consider is some of the homelessness prevention money that they have set aside. So we're looking at the potential of having, it's homelessness particularly for youth. It's one area that they want us to look at, and in speaking with the superintendent of schools, he feels that's something that we could benefit from. It wouldn't be only Portland. We would do the application, but it might be hosted by a partner, as I had said to Ben a few minutes ago. The Connection is working with us on this, and the United Way is working with us on this too. So they want to help with this, and that's one topic. Hi, Kitch.
Would that provide housing for these?
It
children?
provides more of professional to help people in terms of finding housing and doing some of the liaison work that's necessary to get them a house or a place.
Yeah.
And these are, these people that need housing they're not per se handicapped or anything, they're just
It could
average
be.
people that, okay, but
It could be.
or it could be somebody that's just down
Homeless
on
for
their
another
luck.
reason,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
We do get a fair amount of people that present with those kinds of needs. It'd be nice to have a liaison to help them as opposed to just my office. My office and Mary Pont from Youth and Family Services, she helps too. Okay. The next is appointments to boards and commissions. Are there any appointments to boards or commissions tonight? I don't have any.
No, we got the resignation letter today, but we have to wait until the committee actually approves Mike Hernandez, so we can't do it till next meeting.
Okay, very good. Refunds of excess payments.
Sure,
Jim?
I'll do it.
Thank you.
All right, I'll make a motion that we refund the amounts of $333.76, $269.09, and $76.48 to Toyota Lease Trust.
Second.
Seconded by Ben. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Status reports. Do you have anything for us, Ralph?
Couple quick things.
Okay.
One is that, I did, talk with the library board about some sort of recognition for Dave Richardson, and so I think, they'll be following up with probably Michelle on what
That'd
they
be
wanna
good.
do for that.
Be happy
We
to do
talked
that.
about, right before the next meeting, which I think that was pretty good, because it's a Thursday night. The only possible impact would be planning and zoning falls, but we probably could finish even before planning and zoning, because they talked about doing it at 6:30, I think.
Before the library board.
I mean, yeah, so that if people, the Board of Selectmen are invited, they could show up, and if they were going to planning and zoning, they go right from there. Doesn't impact it. So that was one item, and then the other one is that we are talking about a change order for the park, some changes with regards to what we have to do, so I'll have more details on that, but for now, they're meeting tomorrow, the committee's having a special meeting, so I'll have more details later on that.
Where do they meet, Ralph?
I think tomorrow's meeting will probably be,
Town Hall. what I
Is it in
saw.
Town Hall?
I believe it's at the Town Hall, what it's supposed to.
typically we meet in Buck Foreman, but, but I think they're gonna meet, a couple people I think we're gonna have to call in, so I think that's why we're gonna go with the town hall.
Okay.
Have anything for us, Lou?
No.
Anybody else? Any status reports? I know the dog park exploratory committee met. Anything you want to add? Dave?
Second meeting is next Tuesday. You know, brief agenda is building as we, excuse me, as we meet, so a lot of enthusiasm. People that,
And on another committee, which Kitch will be involved with, which is the Main Street Beautification Committee, we're looking at a date coming up this month to try to schedule their first meeting. So I'm just waiting for a couple people to let me know if that works for them, Kitch. I think I sent you a message on that. Okay, I haven't read it yet. Okay, thanks. But we want to get that going as well. So we thank everybody for their volunteering. It's very helpful. Number 11, any public comment? Number 12, the Board of Selectmen General Informal Discussion. Is there anything you want to discuss informally?
Don't look good on that, review of the legal language, Carrie, like that, so I was
Yeah.
fine for the sidewalks.
Yes, that was good. Good follow-up. Thank you, Ben. We do have some language for the bike routes, and it releases the town from any liability, so people know that we're not endorsing the routes, but rather advising that these are available, and they should be careful and recognize that there's inherent danger in riding on the road, and make sure that youngsters wear their helmets. That
I
was a good-
especially like that one,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't, they may not know that, so at least,
Isn't it a state law?
It is.
Yeah, but it
There's a
was
lot of laws
something
people
that,
don't know,
Yeah, I think that was a good suggestion, Ben. So that's good. I don't think there's anything else. I did also talk with follow-up items, the Swedish cemetery land matter. I did check with our attorney. She feels that that will, at a minimum, require a public hearing, so people will know that we're thinking about giving that land to the cemetery where the graves are located. She didn't think, at this point at least, that we need a town meeting, but I'll follow up on that at our next meeting. And I'm still waiting for a couple of the selectmen that are looking at the land swap at the Exchange Club property for some feedback. And as you know, there's still a problem in terms of the majority of us are members of the Exchange Club. There's not too much you can do about that.
No, but if we leave it up to the voters, I'm comfortable.
A town meeting.
Yeah, as long as the voters are the ones deciding whether the swap occurs or not, and we're just facilitating the matter,
Yeah.
I think
I
I'm okay
agree.
with that.
Great.
Have you or anybody here had any further discussion back with the Exchange Club about, some of the stuff we've talked about? as
Not
far-
yet. I have not.
Okay.
I was kind of waiting to make sure
And
what we
I-
wanted to say to them.
Right, I deliberately didn't want to do that, and I would say we shouldn't do that. But,
Okay.
but that's just my opinion, so everybody do whatever they want, but.
No, but I think.
Susan obviously can facilitate, she's running the town, but I don't
Yeah.
think any one of us, as members of the Exchange Club, should then
Yeah,
be having
that's true.
conversations on the
Yeah.
other end. It should all transpire in this room under a microphone, that's my 2 cents, but.
Yeah, I mean, Frank asked me what was, when we were gonna meet on it again, that was the extent of what.
Yeah, I wouldn't get into, just, you shouldn't. It should
No,
be
but I
all
think we should
transparent.
all get on the same page as a Board of Selectmen. Because I think we might want to change their proposal.
Yeah, but we'll do it in a meeting in front of
Yeah.
everybody, and then we'll talk here. and
Okay.
That's how we get on the
Yeah.
same page. I wouldn't go, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And then,
Can I just add a little?
Yes, absolutely.
And just to add to all that, is that when you first look at the swap, it's not an even swap. And secondly, actually, 3 of us have gone down with Shaw Dwyer to check out the feasibility of a canoe kayak launch. And to get access to it, we might be able to use Tryon Street.
it's higher and drier, I noticed that after we spoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
a lot.
So we're gonna look at that possibly. And the other possibility is, if we can't use that, how do we access that area, which would be by way of the road that's existing? So there's a couple of questions we have about that before that swap could transpire.
I think the most important thing that came up in the last meeting, and obviously I don't know if we should go into, that's on the agenda, is the liability. We know there's problems back and forth, and this would clean it up. It really takes a lot of it cleans up liability on both sides, and that's how I like to look at things. I start there. That's an important thing, because it needs to get cleaned up. So however it gets cleaned up is up to the public, but everybody needs to know there's a problem and it needs to be fixed, so they can decide if they like it or not.
Speaking of other matters, I don't have any update on the Brownstone Avenue Brownfield project. Nothing back from them yet. I didn't expect anything yet because of the holidays, but they do have until the end of the month to get back to us on a test for the integrity of the pipe.
Oh, and on the Swedish cemetery, were you and I right on sending it to, sending it to planning and zoning? I can't even remember.
Yeah, I think we do have to do that at
Okay.
8/24.
Yep,
Yeah.
okay.
So as soon as I get all of those 8/24 public hearing, as opposed to whether we need a town meeting, I'll put it back
Yeah.
on the agenda.
I think either way, you're gonna need the 824, no matter what Carrie comes up with.
Because it's public land.
Right, and the statute's pretty clear on that,
Yes,
so.
she agreed with you. Okay, so with that, we'll go to number 14, executive session pending litigation, and it is Bell versus Town of Portland is what we'll be discussing.
You need a motion?
Yes.
All right, so I move we go into executive session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation.
Second.
Seconded by Ben. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, kids.
Happy New Year. Gave us a chance to tell you Happy New Year.
It's a Happy New Year gift, a shorter meeting.
Yeah.
Just that we should get something on the Office of State Traffic Authority within by the
I haven't
15th of
seen the
January.
official.
So I should get
Yeah.
their traffic investigation report.
Yeah, it's
And then
posted.
we
It's
need to review
posted.
that, and then it goes back to them.
Let me just-
So
give me a
that's the
second.
latest.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Take care,
Night.
Dave.
Good night.
Take care.
Just give me a second to get something straight for.
7:45.
15-minute meetings.
Yeah.
Just beat me.
Could be a record.
I thought 22 minutes was
That
good.
could be a record.
Why give you a hug right?
But it's not over
You beat
yet.
me by 7 minutes.
You're not done yet.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
7
But
7
But there's no
o'clock at the
decision
town hall
tonight, it's
conference
just
room.
information that we wanted to share with you.
No. So-
By the way, went past his house today.
No, it's the
And,
reason why
his
the
fence is
reason why
still
we're
there.
at the
Took
town hall is because
the lining of it, like I
we
guess the
need
chicken wire that
conference
was on the
calls.
inside,
Some
he took
people
that
have to
down.
have